Hello, I'm Jam. Welcome to Dinoberry Studio. Today, we're going to be working on this month's System Agnostic Postcard Dungeon for Patreon. Shout out to my Dinoberries. This month, I wanted to try creating a dungeon inspired by the Lost Woods from The Legend of Zelda. So my first idea was to create a postcard that's meant to be cut down into map tiles. But I ran out of time to figure out the mechanics, so I pivoted. Instead of focusing on a mysterious layout of the dungeon, I decided to focus on the creatures or spirits that would live in the woods instead. A postcard dungeon that uses shifting map tiles is an idea I'd love to come back to in the future, though. I thought a forest of trees was a little basic, a little predictable, so I made a forest of massive mushrooms. They have very colorful caps right now, but later on I decide to make them more pale to help define the contrast between like the natural walls, the mushrooms, versus the ground floor that the players could explore. Lakes and rivers are also a great natural barrier. You know, like traveling over them or around them can be fun problems to solve. So of course, we add a lake, we add a river. I knew I wanted to have a few big and looming personalities in this dungeon. Maybe demigods or trickster spirits. Really big characters that could tug on the players this way or that way. I wanted to give them all their own goals and beliefs that clashed with each other. I wanted them to unfairly demand things from the players, where even rejecting their quests could have consequences. To add a little more whimsy and variation, I added some fairy rings too. That's the little rings of mushrooms. I also add flower fields and some more mushrooms dotted all around. I did a lot of copy and pasting with little details like this. By the way, I kept the map art very cute, but the text of this dungeon definitely dips into horror. Content warning, these dudes are meanies. As a reminder, these postcards are suggestions. Change what needs to be changed for anyone at the table. Like a favorite person of mine likes to say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For this video, I've decided to really slow down on the text side of the postcard to give you a better play-by-play on the tools and process. Sorry in advance if this is a little slow going, but let me know if it's not boring. Is this cool? I don't know. I don't feel like an expert in this program, but a lot of what, I'm self-taught. So I won't do this for every postcard dungeon, but I thought this one was uncomplicated enough for me to show some basic stuff I know about Affinity Publisher. Okay. We're gonna take this tool. Up here, there's a little preview mode, and it will show like your grid and your bleed. That's this little space in the darkness out here. I usually like to work with it on. But we're going to take this frame tool, stick it in there. This is a great way to put images down. And I'm just going to drag and drop our artwork for the map. There she is. And we want to make sure it extends out to the bleed. And then here, you'll see like your safe zone. So for the map, all I need to do in editing is add names to a few landmarks, mainly the flower fields and the locations of the spirits. So I'm going to show you a cool trick. First, you'll want to take the pen tool over here, and you're going to want to create a curve. Let's zoom in a little. By the way, you see how it's making a line right here? Let's go to layers, and let me make sure I don't touch this. So I locked it. See this curve? You can come up to here to stroke, and you can hide it. We're going to hide it for now, for what we need to do with it. So we have this curve, and what you'll want to do is grab the node tool, and here you can either like click on it to add a node, or you can drag it around and, you know, affect the curve. And I kind of want this to just hug Vixen here, our little fox friend. Here you can use snapping to see how this will align to the grid with snapping on. I don't really need snapping right now, so we're going to hide that. And we'll have a little bit more finesse, control. So this is a really nice curve here. So here you'll want to take the artistic text tool. That's this one with the A. Not to be confused with the frame text tool, the one with the T. This one we'll come back to for the back of the postcard. So with the A tool, the art tool selected, you'll want to hover over your curve and look for this little squiggle guy. Sick waves, dude. Look at him ride that wave. So with the little squiggle guy, you just click on your curve and you'll get this fancy little text path. Wow. Really cool. Now you can tippy type words on it. I'm gonna make this a little smaller. So this green triangle is like the front of your text path. And then the red triangle is the end. And you can move that stuff around if you want. And if you wanted to like adjust this curve, you can come back to the node tool again and mix it up and move it around. Wow. Another cool thing you do is up here, when you have this selected, you can do the reverse text path and it will flop it around to the other side of your curve in case you needed that for some reason. Good stuff. Put that back where it came from. So we need this to say Vixen. I'm going to zoom out, see what this looks like. Let me adjust a little bit. Along with the reverse text path, what's nice is that you can also adjust the alignment to give yourself more control over how the text comes out on the squiggly line. So it's pretty cool. We're just going to do like this. For a map like this with lots of texture, I'm going to want to give the text an outline so that it's easier to read. One way to do that is with the Quick Effects or FX window. I have mine right here. So you're going to want to make sure you've got your layer selected, and then you'll hit outline, the little outline checkbox. Here you can see like the really basic settings, but if you want to see more options, you can click on the little gear icon right here. If you can't find your quick effects right here, what you can do is go up here to window at the top bar, and you'll see a little check mark to make sure it shows up. We only really need the basic. Okay. We'll make this a little thicker. And now we will choose a color. I think I'm gonna go with like this lighter green. We can always adjust. I think we will adjust. Just want to give it a nice outline. I definitely want to see what it looks like over this. Let's try slightly more green. Ooh, or maybe we go with like a little bit of a darker green here. Just grabbing it right off. Yeah, I like that. I like that over here. I actually think our text should be white. Very bright color. Yes, look at that. I love it. And then let's see what the font looks like over the flower fields. Yep. I'm into it. I'm into it. Perfect. Now that I'm happy with my little landmark label here, I'm just going to copy and paste it for all the other labels and change the text. I think fish might be my favorite. If you had to make me choose. I am going to give fish a different outline. Let's get that. Let's get this blue right here. Look at you. Peeps. I just thought the flowers would be cute, but it can also serve as a kind of like a landmark so that players don't get lost, and it can also help game masters describe what's going on. Ooh, I kind of want a different font. Maybe we just make it a little smaller. Ooh. I'm going off script. This is why. This is me going off script right now. When I should just be content with what I planned. Okay, I like that. And then I am going to make this a more pale color so it doesn't stand out as much as our creatures do, as our boys. I'm calling them all thembies though, TBH. I just think they're above and beyond gender. Let's be honest. We love our little boys. Ooh, is this a moment? Yes, this is a moment. This is a moment when we want to flip around. This works. I'm here for it. Do you want them to be slightly smaller text? Or there's a solution actually to make these bigger. I think it is. I think it is. There we go. That's all I need. I love it. It's tempting to put like the Wilderwood right here, but I think I won't. I could name the bridge, but I'm not going to. I could name the lake. Let's name the lake. Ooh. What do we name it? The Wilder Lake. Inspired. Another way to get to the quick effects window is just click on this little FX over here. The center of this lake is taken up by everything. Yeah, that's good. We love it. Look at that. Ayo. Now it's time for the back of the postcard. And to add another page, you would just do this right here. Add pages. And you can add as many pages as you want. Don't worry about masters right now. We're not thinking about that. That's some intense stuff you don't need to think about. So what I need is a couple of text boxes. So I'm going to use the frame text tool this time. Remember, this is letter A for art, letter T for text box. That's a great way to remember it, actually. You know, think of the art bit as like word art, decorative headers, fancy paths. A for art, T for text box. A for art, T for text box. Okay, anyway, so I think I'm gonna go a little wild, and I kind of want to rotate the card. I want to do a different orientation. So you can come up to view, do rotate, rotate left, rotate right. Here we go. And now we have everything in a different orientation. Don't be tricked by the scroll bars here, because remember, everything's rotated. But you can still use your arrow keys and your mouse scroll wheel to slippity slide up and down. So I'm going to make a box for the title, and we're going to make a box for the introduction. I like to write a little paragraph or two that describes what's going on. It's maybe a little history for the location, something to set the mood. Whoop. We gotta remember to flip it around. And get this fitting in here. This will be for our title. I do have all my text written out in a document. I'm just copying and pasting from it. Here I've got my title font set up that I like. By the way, if you're ever setting up a project to be printed professionally and you're uncertain about your font of choice, all you have to do is print out a test page. Set it to 100% scale and just print it out. Might sound kind of like an obvious thing to do, but sometimes it's my mind that I can do that. Like, oh yeah, I can just put this on a real page and understand what it's gonna look like in person instead of just guessing. When I work on layout for rule books, I usually start with a whole palette of fonts and different sizes and colors and shapes, and I'll print them out and I'll see which are my favorites. So this dungeon is all about these 4 impactful characters, the nature spirits, and I've given them all the same kind of bullet points. So I'm going to want to use the table tool to help me lay out all of their information in like a uniform way. Let's not forget we got to rotate because we're being a little silly. So every character has a name, and they have 2 words for their personality. Ooh, personality. 2 words for their personality. They each have a quote that kind of shows their character and attitude. There are also bullet points for what they want, what may happen if their quins are rejected, and what happens if their quest is fulfilled. Quest done. And hopefully we can get all 4 of these guys fitting in here. Something like this. I've I've really pushed on the word limit here, but you can always edit stuff down. Right, let's get started. We're gonna start off with Vixen. I'm gonna figure out a font. What I like to do when I'm making blocks like this, I kind of start with 1. And we come back and fill everyone out. And then if adjustments need to be made, adjustments will be made. This can probably come up quite a bit. Get out of the way. Yes. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on like the space I'll need for our other friends. And what we can do, something I want to do, you can select all these. I want to remove these little lines, so we'll come over to the table. We'll select all, and we will just make them transparent right here. You can also click on the cell stroke here and just hit it to no line style to hide all those little lines. These need a little bit of space in between. You see how all these words are up on each other. We're gonna do some adjusting. Let's grab all of you. And here, there's insets. Here, you can see the insets, which will put kind of like a little padding in the interior of the cells. If you wanted kind of an exterior padding, that would be up here with the frame. So see how this adds padding outside of the cells. So this isn't the one we want to adjust. This is what we want to adjust. Now everyone got way too tall. Calm down. Okay. I think I want these to be plenty spacious. That might be too spacious. I do like how this is kind of up and over though. I think what I'm gonna do is we'll color the font white and we will give this a color. I'm gonna take an orange that's like on the art. There we go. Now the cell is this orange. That is like an orange from the fox on the front. See? I have another window over here open. This does need a little bit of a padding. Not as much, I don't think. Just 1. And then this, there is some tallness happening here. Let's see, go to paragraph, and here, space after. That's space happening after this. We're just gonna make that smaller. 2, 3, 2. I think I like that. Worst case, I think we'll set it over here. We'll see if it fits. Yeah, I think we'll want to hold on to all of the vertical space we can. We'll copy and paste these blocks, and then we will drop in our text for all the other guys and see how they fit. these characters, interacting with them and dealing with the consequences of that is what this entire dungeon is about. I really wanted to create multiple factions that all threatened the players from different sides, and it threatened the players into picking a side where no side is really the morally right side. So I think these headers are taking up too much room, so we're gonna make them a little shorter. Oh, we are so close to making all these guys fit. But we're there. We'll get there. So I'm liking how it's looking so far. I just need to squeeze everything up to get it all to fit. There's a few things we can do. I'm going to make the title text a little smidge smaller. Here, I can go over here to the space after and in the paragraph window, and this will affect this space right here. So this is saying space after a paragraph. That is what this is adjusting. Bring it up a bit. Also try justifying it to maybe save some room. I don't think it did. We can try spacing this out a bit. I don't think that's going to give us back another line, but that's okay. I think it looks nicer. I'm actually going to reset the view. I'm going to reset the rotation. Bring us back here so I can see the entire postcard a little better. Now we can do some things to align everyone. I love using this tool up here. Whoops. This tool up here called alignment. It is just very nice for when you're trying to get it somewhere specific. There, I just used it to line up everyone. Though, I don't know if this is centered, so I'm going to group everyone. And then I'm going to hit here, and then I'm going to vertically align. Now we know that everyone is nicely spaced apart. And I am going to ungroup because I don't need that as a group right now. How far up can we go with fish? Yeah. Oh my god, everyone's fitting. Everyone is just fitting in. I think I'm going to widen that. I think we might bring this down a smidge. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, I think I do want to do some kind of box around this that kind of just separates the information. Up here, I'm going to just hit move to back. I think I will squeeze this in a wee bit. I also think I'm going to, I think the space here is maybe too much. Can we get away with one? Maybe two, the bottom. Yeah, I like that. We're gonna do it for everyone. And this is only affecting the cells that I'm highlighting. I think I do want that tiny bit of space back for this first. for this first cell underneath the header. Now I can move these down. Move these friends a little down. Oh, I like that. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Oh, and then for these. So this extra space is going to affect selecting everything. What I'll do is I'll cut that short, and then I can grab everyone, and I can be like, hey, whoops, hold on. Let's grab everyone, make them a single object with group alignment. Here we go. Center the spread. That's spaced a little nicer, actually. Sorry, rectangle. I'm gonna need you to scooch in a little bit more so it makes a little sense. I need you to make a little bit more sense. Well, actually, we're gonna move this up because I want, it's really this that I want to have be in the box. There's another way I can do this that will be better for me. So I have got this box selected. I'm going to come up here to text frame. We're going to give it a fill. Ooh. I don't know. I kind of want something kind of pale. I don't know if I want to stick with the white. Maybe I will. I think I will. Ooh, let's go with maybe like a green, like a gray green. I should just grab a color. That'll keep everything cohesive, right? Here we've got a nice uniform border now. I'm gonna select everything. I'm gonna do this again to align. That looks good. I'm gonna scooch it to the left a little bit because there's this space I kind of want to account for. I'm just gonna eyeball it though. Hey. The font color here. I have to ungroup. Ungroup. Let's pick this brown color right here. This deep maroon I used. Yes. You know what? I also want to change the font of this to also be that color. I love it. Oh, let's do it all. Let's do it all. Let's get that color in here. Yes. I love to make my font a not black color. A little bit of an off black. There we have it. We can... I think I'm really happy with that. Hey, we made a dungeon. I almost want to add something here and here, but I ain't got nothing. I love it. That's the Wilderwood postcard dungeon. Oh, you know what's missing? We can't forget. We can't forget to credit ourselves, right? Now that I have all my text fitting, it's formatted and edited. My map has all its labels. Last thing to do is just test print it. this time around, not going to show you any footage of me setting up the page for the sticker printing, but here they are. I decided to do Vixen and Squirrel because I think they were the best shapes for sticky stickers. Let me know which of these spirits is your favorite. Is there one you resonate with? Which is your least favorite? Which would you try to help in your adventures? Thank you all so much for watching. Remember to share this with a good friend. And if you like the work I've been doing here and want to show your support, you can always like, subscribe, and spank the bell. If you'd like to find my stickers and little dungeons in your mailbox every month, join the club and check out my Patreon. You can find all sorts of links in the description below. Bye-bye for now.